Hi, my name is Meredith. I want to show you how I use Notion to organize my daily work and life. Notion is an all-in-one productivity tool that combines note-taking, task management, process tracking, and more. I used to rely on OmniFocus for project management and Evernote for note-taking, but after trying Notion, I could never go back. As I've grown more dependent on Notion, I've developed more complex needs and have done extensive research to address them, gradually building my own system. In this video, I'd like to walk you through how I use my Notion setup to organize my daily activities. I believe you will enjoy it as much as I do. First, let's take a quick tour of the homepage setup. At the top section, you'll find the main menu. On the left, we have a real-time notification dashboard that functions like a scoreboard. It gives you a clear and concise overview of your tasks and projects, highlighting your progress and areas needing attention. The dashboard updates dynamically as you complete tasks, ensuring you always stay on top of your workload. In the center, you'll find the Goals and Actions zone. Here, you'll see everything from your guiding principles and long-term goals at the top, down to your yearly plan, and then further broken down into projects, tasks, and daily habits. This structured approach helps you stay aligned with your long-term vision, ensuring your daily actions contribute to your bigger goals. On the right panel, you'll find the Ideas and Reflections section, which includes note-taking, journaling, and reflections. This area serves as a central hub for jotting down your thoughts, capturing and organizing information from the web, and writing your reflections. During the process, you'll find your mind becomes clearer, helping you stay more focused on your actions. In the sidebar below the digital clock, you'll find the library, a perfect spot for jotting down your reading notes. Next, the expense tracker and investment tracker help you stay on top of your financial status. Below that, quick links to your favorite websites keep you within Notion without needing to switch to your browser. All these pages work together to keep your life organized, allowing you to focus on your goals. We'll dive into each page in more detail later. Let's scroll down to the middle section, which serves as a dashboard for tasks and projects prioritized by urgency. Tasks and Projects has its own dedicated page, which we'll explore in detail later. On the homepage, you'll find linked views displaying only the most urgent items for you to focus on today, such as overdue tasks and projects, tasks due today, and upcoming tasks. When you complete a task, simply click on its status and switch it to Done. The task will be removed from the do list, and the notification dashboard will update accordingly. By the end of the day, when these red and yellow numbers drop to 0, I consider it a fulfilling day. No matter how grand my goals seem now, I know I've moved the needle a little bit today and getting closer to achieving them every day. On the right sidebar, you'll find the New Capture buttons. If any new tasks or ideas come to mind while you're working, just click New Task, type the title, and that's it. The item is now in your task inbox, ready for you to sort out later. For quick actions or temporary information, like calling someone or a reminder to shop for dinner, you can use the sticky note panel below. Simply click New, type your note, and you're done. This way you don't get distracted by minor tasks. Once you finish the task, just delete this note. Or if it turns out to be something more significant, you can always assign a task for it later. Below that is the weekly habit tracker. It's very easy to use. Every Monday, click the Start New Week button, and the preset habits and their respective goals will pop up. I'll show you how to switch to your own habits later. Next, be sure to link it to the current month, such as June. At the end of each day, check off each item you've completed. You might notice a completion rate at the right end. Worth to mention that this rate is based on your set frequency goals, calculated by formulas running in the background. For example, if by the end of the week I've had 7 hours of sleep on 6 days, my completion rate would be 86%. On the other hand, if I exercised 3 times that week and my goal was 3 times, then the completion rate would be 100%. If you want to see the rate over a period, click here to review your monthly habit completion rates, as well as year-to-date rate. At the bottom section is the Yearly Objective Gallery. An objective is a clearly defined, qualitative goal that is challenging yet achievable. Objectives should align with the overall vision and mission of the organization or individual. In my case, they align with my personal 5-year goals. This concept comes from the OKR, Objectives and Key Results system, developed by Andy Grove, the former CEO of Intel. We will explore in detail on the yearly plan page later. Before we dive into each page, Let me explain how to navigate between them. Each page has a Return to Homepage button for easy access back to the main page. The goals and actions and new capture panels are present on almost every page since these two are the most frequently used. With just one click, you can go directly to task or project pages or add a new note or journal entry, making navigation seamless. Principle and Goals, which outlines your guiding principles, your 5-year goals, and a vision board. A guiding principle is a fundamental belief or value that influences your behavior and decision-making. It serves as a compass, providing direction and clarity in various situations. I've included some examples, but feel free to write whatever speaks to you. Next are your 5-year goals. Remind yourself of what you truly want for your future in your own words. For instance, think about how much savings you want to have in 5 years. Like Lucy Liu said, you gotta have fuck you money so you can say no to the world when things get really ugly. Picture yourself sitting at your office desk early in the morning, your mind still wandering, waiting for your coffee to kick in. Reading and visualizing your long-term goals will motivate you to put in the effort now for a future with more options. It's like a mental exercise to pull yourself together, setting a positive and focused mindset for the day ahead. I got this idea from Lex Fridman's video about his morning routines and have been practicing it ever since. Trust me, it works like a charm, especially on slow mornings. The bottom part is the vision board, which showcases your dreams, inspirations, life mottos, and more. I've made a basic one here, but you're welcome to create your own. Click on any item to edit it, change the title, and update the cover image. Or click New to add more items. If you're new to Notion, click the 3 dots in the upper right corner to explore different views such as table, list, board, and calendar. Right now, we're in Gallery View with the card preview set to display the page cover and the card size set to medium. I won't go into too much detail here, as that's a topic for another time. Yearly Plan. Before we dive into Yearly Plan, let me explain the Value to Action Pyramid. At the top of the pyramid are guiding principles, your core beliefs and values shaping your approach and decisions, fundamental to who we are. Below them are long-term goals and yearly objectives, the big picture ambitions you aims for several years and the specific targets for each year. Next are projects, each with a defined scope, timeline, and deliverables, involving multiple tasks. At the base are tasks, the specific actions needed to complete a project. They are the most numerous and detailed, driving daily progress. All right, let's dive into the yearly plan. I've set up 4 yearly objectives for you to see. Scroll down to the middle, and you'll find that each objective is broken down into several projects. For example, acquire fundamental knowledge of graphic design consists of 4 projects. 3 of these are already completed, so the progress bar shows 75% done. If we mark the last project as done, the progress bar will update to 100%. You can customize the view by clicking the 3 dots in the upper right corner. We've selected the board layout, but you can explore other options. On the board view, you can choose which properties to show. For example, if we display the due date, it will now appear here. Click again to hide the dates. We have these 3 sorts set up, which you can adjust to your needs. Also, you can try grouping by other properties. As I said, Notion is very flexible for customization to your needs. At the bottom is a database called Milestones, where you can document your accomplishments and disappointments during monthly reviews. We'll cover this in more detail later. If you want to add new objectives, simply click plus new and type the title, like Complete the Notion Setup. To add a cover, you can upload an image, paste a link, or search in Unsplash. Once you've added your new objective, no further action is needed on this page for now. Before we leave the yearly plan page, remember we have a mirrored view of the objectives on the home page. Any changes made here will reflect there too. Project Tracker. Next, we'll go to the Project Tracker to create the projects and link them to the specific objectives, which will then be reflected back to the objective page. Below the top navigation bar, you'll find the project database with different views like All by Status, Due This Month, Overdue, and By Quarter. Let's create some projects for the new objective we just set up. Go to the All by Status view, Navigate to Not Started and click New. Type, make a timeline plan for Notion setup. Select the type as self-improvement, and be sure link it to the objective, complete the Notion setup. I plan to complete it in Q2, so it now ranks towards the top since the list is sorted by quarter and due date in ascending order. Set the due date to June 28th and the status as Not Started. Now we have a new project. Returning to the yearly plan page on this Complete the Notion Setup objective, we now see the progress at 0% since we haven't started yet. Below that in the project list, here appear new objective, Complete the Notion Setup, with the project we just assigned minutes ago. Let's move it to the left a bit. Any change on the project tracker page will update here real time as they share the same database but only displayed differently. Task Manager. Let's move to the Task Manager, starting with the Task inbox. Remember we talked this earlier, you can use the New Task button to capture any idea that comes to mind without getting distracted, and the new task will appear in the Task inbox. When you have time to review the Task inbox, if the task is still relevant, we shall complete the details and transfer from Task inbox to Task list. Start with the type, select Work, then relate it to a project, for example, Q2 Visit Major Client. It's worth noting that not all tasks are tied to a project. Just as not all projects are tied to an objective, some tasks or projects can stand alone. However, if they are related, it's crucial to activate these relations as they contribute to the progress bar calculation. Next, set the priority. Immediate for top priority, followed by first, second, and third priorities. We also have an option for wait if we're waiting for confirmation from others. Every task should have a due date, but it also needs a start date because tasks often take more than a day and should be scheduled in advance to allow time for review or cross-checking with the team. Finally, change the status to Not Started or In Progress based on your schedule, and the task will be moved out of the task inbox. Scrolling down to the full task list, you can see the task we just added now listed among the upcoming tasks. Similar to the project list, there are several views available here. The Upcoming Tasks view shows all tasks that are not yet completed. If you switch to the Overdue view, you'll notice there are currently no overdue tasks. But let's try something. Switch to the Completed Tasks view and change the status of the top task to In Progress. Now, you'll see it listed as overdue, and the notification panel will also update to show one overdue task. We also have a No Due Date view for tasks that haven't been assigned a date yet. Some tasks might not have a set time or method for completion, but are still important to remember. When the upcoming task list starts getting shorter, it means I'm completing more tasks, and it's time to consider adding new ones. To add new tasks, just click New under the Upcoming Tasks or By Project view. The process is the same as I showed you in the task inbox. At the bottom, I've linked an in-progress project list. This way, I can easily see which projects might need additional tasks to move them forward or mark them as done. Every week, it's essential to review the project and task lists, and we'll discuss this further during our weekly review session. Habit tracking. Remember our value to action pyramid? Tasks are specific, actionable steps that drive day-to-day progress. Well, so are habits. Good habits make you more productive and happier by making positive behaviors a natural part of your daily life. Earlier, I showed you how to use the habit tracker. Now let's customize it to fit your own routines. Click this little edit button. This area allows you to preset your own habits and their respective frequency goal. As you can see, I've preset 7 steps here, which means it will create 7 rows whenever you click the Start New Week button, each row representing one habit with checkboxes from Monday to Sunday. The only thing you need to do is to change the names to your own habits and select your frequency goals. That's it. Leave everything else as it is. In the case that you need to add a new habit, click Add Another Step, hit Add Page To, and select the database as Monthly Habit Tracker, and type the habit name. Go ahead, click Edit Another Property, and keep adding each property one by one as the list goes. For each day from Monday to Sunday, please select Unchecked. Add the by-month property and leave it unselected as it changes every month. Next, set the untitled database to 2024 habit, which contributes to the overall yearly habit completion rate. Finally, set week start date as today. Now you have another habit preset for every week. By clicking the button, you will see the new habit pop up as well. If you click the Start New Week button on a day other than Monday, manually set the week start date to that Monday, and the weekend date will update accordingly. At last, be sure link to the current month each week as it contributes to the by-month completion calculation. To delete a habit preset, left-click the three dots in the upper right corner and hit Delete. Undo a step by mistake. Press Command-Z or Control-Z. If the entire area gets highlighted in blue, click outside the area and try again to avoid deleting everything. Remember, the first habit shown here will be the last row in the database. Use Move Up or Drag to move it as needed. It's worth mentioning that the Start New Week button on both the Habit Tracker page and the home page is synced. Changes made on either page will be reflected simultaneously. The only difference is that the home page only displays the habit tracker for the current week, while the Habit Tracker page maintains data by month. On the Habit Tracker page, you'll see views for the current month, April, May, and June. To create a new view for July, right-click on June, click Duplicate, and change the name to July. Then update the filter from June to July, and you're all set. At last but not least, within the Habit Tracker, we have an overall habit completion rate compared to the goals. This updates in real time, so you don't need to do anything. On the right side, you'll find the monthly habit completion rate. Remember, we link to the current month each week so you can see the by-month analytics data.